and 6 to 8 MH-60RS Seahawk multi-role helicopters. Plus, the multi-ton aircraft take the elevator from the hangar to the upper deck before taking off. And this cannot but affect the stability of the ship, and for the worse. In addition, constantly consumed fuel for these aircraft, which are located at the bottom of the ship as the most protected place. Therefore, the center of gravity of the aircraft carrier is constantly rising, again, thereby reducing the stability of the ship. But that's not all. When an aircraft carrier is accepted into the U.S. Navy, it must pass rigorous test trials, in particular the shock trials. This is one of the most significant tests for new aircraft carriers and other warships. Shock trials simulate conditions in which a ship may be exposed to explosions, such as underwater mines or torpedoes. The essence of the test: during shock trials, powerful charges, usually underwater, are detonated near the ship. The purpose is to test how the ship and its systems react to strong vibrations and shocks like those that might occur in a real combat situation, and whether the resulting shock wave could capsize the ship. The USS Gerald R. Ford underwent such tests in 2021. Explosive devices up to 40,000 pounds, or about 18 tons, were detonated near the ship. The test showed that the aircraft carrier could withstand such blasts without critical damage. This was the first test of its kind for an aircraft carrier in 34 years. The second type of test is maneuvering tests. Hard turns and maneuvering tests. Maneuvering tests involve making sharp turns and complex maneuvers at high speed. The purpose of the tests: it's important to evaluate how the ship behaves during sudden changes in course and speed, and how this affects its stability, navigation systems, and crew performance. Aircraft carriers, despite their enormous size, must be able to change directions quickly to evade threats such as torpedoes or missiles. Watch the 100,000-ton USS Gerald R. Ford dashing to the left at 30 knots. That's 55 kilometers an hour, or 34 miles per hour. How much its flight deck is tilted? About 30 degrees. Can you imagine the mighty forces that can tilt 100,000 tons so much? So how do you achieve such magnificent stability for such a huge ship? Well, there are several measures. First of all, it's a special shape of the hull which is made in such a way that the center of gravity of the ship is lowered as much as possible, and vice versa, the center of buoyancy is raised as